Thank you, everyone. I've been given a challenge here to speak after lunch. Try and keep you all awake. So, judging by the amount of people in the room, we've all enjoyed our lunch. So, a little bit about me first. My role is Global Head of Security with Toll Group. I've been with Toll Group for... Previously, I was in law enforcement for 28 years with Victoria Police. So part of my remit was taking on the physical security of all of our sites, and that's what I want to talk to everyone about today around systems that we use and how we use those systems to benefit the business. So I'll talk about smart warehouse and transportation security. So security is everyone's business in our business. My team are facilitators to help the rest of the business to secure their premises and to make sure that our customers' goods are secure. And to do that, we need to put the appropriate systems in place to assist our businesses to remain secure. One of the issues that we found, and as I said before, I want to talk about challenges. One of the major challenges to the security function within our business, and it's been conveyed to me within other businesses, is the willingness of the business to spend money on security. We call it in Australia a race to the bottom in relation to security, who can spend the least amount of money. So that becomes a real issue. So what we need to do and what we have identified in Toll is that we need to sell these systems not only as security systems, but as systems that can benefit the business in many other ways. What I would like to do now is I'd like to show you all a video of a system that we've put in one of our sites in Melbourne, Australia. And I want you to take particular notice of the business manager who talks about the advantages that this system has given his business, and they are numerous, and I'll talk about those after showing the video. So if we could play the video now.
At Toll, we believe everyone has the right to get home safe, and that's why we're obsessed with safety. It all starts by making sure everyone on site is inducted and compliant, and that safety policies are followed at all times. To achieve this, Toll Cherry Lane has implemented Rapid Aware, a collaboration between Visium and Rapid Global.
We've gone from being a very basic site with minimal knowledge of the comings and goings of the site to now a 100% compliant site.
With this solution, individuals can complete their induction remotely to enable seamless access on arrival and exit. Site admins can see the compliance rate of who's on site, capture vehicle dwell times, and monitor truck speeds with real-time alerts sent to operations managers. To further enhance safety, the solution also tracks PPE compliance, unsafe forklift proximity, and to detect fires, thermal cameras are set up to monitor storage areas. The system also monitors truck brake temperatures. In addition, the solution sends alerts if someone looks injured or a person is seen climbing a fence or in restricted areas. For fast incident response and coordination, the solution also provides 24/7 support. With Rapid Aware, Toll Cherry Lane is much safer and more secure.
It's been a real partnership. We've built a platform together to make it work for our business.
To learn more about Rapid Aware, get in touch with Toll today.
So I think you can see from the video that I just showed, it does mention security, and we saw the offender running away, but there was a lot of other aspects within that video on top of the added benefit that this system has for security, safety, compliance, and many other aspects around vehicle dwell time and the like, which the business has conveyed back to the security function that this has actually saved them a lot of money. In some instances, it's actually reduced headcount where they have been utilising people in the business to fill out Excel spreadsheets. Now this system does away with that. So just an overview of the system, I'll run through it quickly. So with entry to the site, it's by facial recognition. To register yourself into the system, there are certain induction platforms that you need to fill out that will be accredited to only you. So your face now becomes your swipe card, and that's the only way that you get into the site. After you've filled out all of your requirements in relation to any regulations that may be present on site, and that could be your TAPA regulations, that could be air cargo regulations, that could be any type of regulation, we would use the induction system to make sure that our people are compliant with what they need to be compliant with to enter that site. In addition to that, the number plate recognition in relation to vehicles, that, as I said before, helps with dwell time, but also not only that, but it only allows vehicles into that site that are inducted and that are carrying our product and allowed to be into that site. So I've talked all about the onboarding options for people and vehicles. So one of the beauties of the system as well is you don't need to be actually on the site to be able to register. So we can send out a link where the person who is wanting to come onto the site, or the vehicle that needs to be inducted onto the site, it can all be filled out prior to them arriving at the site. One of the other issues is that at times, due to data privacy, we've had people say that they don't want their face used as entry. So what we do there is we don't make them do that. They have the option of using a QR code, which is just a bit more of it's a bit more of an impost on them to actually get into the site. So this is how it works: pedestrian access, compliance management. So I've talked about the visitor or the employee or the contractor filling out their induction. They'll do that. They'll be inducted. All of the information that they use to be inducted into the site is kept in the system, and then they're inducted. When they come to enter the site, as you can see there from the diagram, the camera will recognise their face and they'll be in the site. Same for vehicles. Again, as far as compliance goes, we're keeping a constant record of everything and everyone who comes into our site and where they move around. So just in relation to this site, if you could have just a quick look at this, it talks about compliance of inductions of toll personnel into this site. Unfortunately, we had an audit done on our access cards, and it was found that there was a massive gap. Once we've put this into place, you can see there that we were at 40% on this site of compliance with inductions into the site. We're now at 95%, and that's purely because this system is so easy to use and it monitors the compliance of the site. Alarm options. So with the cameras that we have, what you have the manager has the capacity to do, or people with the access to the system have the capacity to do, is to put any type of alarm they want into that site. So if you've got, so for example, I actually had a joke lined up here, and I was going to talk about Tony Lugg when he walks into the site, but he hasn't walked in yet, so I can't use that one. But whoever walks into the site, if it's someone who you have a particular interest in, you as a manager can get a notification when that person walks into the site. You'll have it on camera, and it can also, the system can also integrate with other systems including time and attendance. All right, AI monitoring. So with the system that we've put in place, it actually integrates with our visitor management system as well. And the cameras, as part of that visitor management system, we get the AI in the cameras, and they can not only detect facial, it's not only facial recognition, it can assist with all of the things that you see on the screen here. So object detection in relation to high-vis, hard hats, mobile phones, cleaning equipment, proximity to forklifts. So if we just step back to what I was talking about before in relation to the aspect of this system around security, yes, it's fantastic around security because it stops people from getting into our site who are not inducted, who shouldn't be there, and who could be a threat to our site. But also what it does is it helps in relation to another very important aspect of what we want to do as a business, and that's safety of our people. So changing behaviours with better visibility. So getting these warnings, alerts, notifications in relation to the behaviour that our employees are displaying, or the poor behaviours that our employees are displaying, we can then pull them up on that. We can talk about it. We can educate them. So if you have a look here, this just gives a little bit of an example of what it will notify. So we see down here, this guy's walked too close to the forklift, so a proximity alert has gone off. That will go to the manager, he'll be notified of it. There is technology coming where the possibility is that forklift will automatically stop. So we're looking at all those sort of things as well. Again, a safety aspect, but we wouldn't be able to use these safety aspects if we didn't put this security system in at the start. So a lot of data comes out of it as well. So there's a dashboard that you can set up yourself, and whatever alerts or whatever data you want to come out of it, it can report back to you. So we've got here today dashboard, so it's a quick insight at a glance of what's happened today. So safety checks, 86 safety checks, 93% pass. So what we would do then is we would go and have a look at that 7% that didn't, and then we would be able to, as I said before, educate people around that. Check-in data, which again is another important one, particularly around audits and compliance. Our government in Australia, we run some regulated sites where we're bound by the security of critical infrastructure legislation, where we need to know who is in our sites at all times, and when we're audited, we need to be able to produce documentation in relation to that, and that's what this site does. This system does for us. So I mentioned before about vehicle checks and dwell time. We use in this site we use a subcontractor model, so we're able to look at what our subcontractors are doing, who's performing as they should be performing. We'll have one of the subcontractors who's doing a role for us who could have a 40-minute dwell time in the site, and we've got another one who's doing an hour and 20. So, we can look at productivity from this as well. So, and that, as you can see there, it just shows who's come in, when they've come in, what time, and what they are. So they're an employee, they're a contractor, they're a visitor. And then you've got your safety checks dashboard as well. Again, I know I'm up here to talk about security, but as I said at the start, as security professionals, well, I know myself as a security professional, I've found it hard to actually sell these products as security products. So the more that we can add to this and show the business units that there would be a further return on investment or an advantage to them on top of security, the better or the more chance we are of getting these implemented into our sites. So as you can see there, again, I've talked about the compliance issues, and you can, as I said, you can put whatever you want into this system and you can get results or charts around how you're tracking around any type of compliance measure that you want to look at. I missed out on talking about one of the important aspects that we've put into one of our mining, or a few of our mining facilities as well. And I talked before about or it showed in the video about the thermal cameras. So we've had a couple of incidents in Australia where we transport ammonium nitrate, and we've had it wasn't us, but we've had, wasn't toll as a business, but there has been some vehicles that have blown up. So what we're doing now is we're measuring the brake temperature of the vehicles. So again, another thing that these systems can do. So that's it from me. I think I've sort of articulated how, what sort of a benefit these systems can have. And I just want to know, any questions? We have a panel coming up later, so I'm sure there'll be some questions at the panel. You going to come up? Don't make it too hard.
Yeah, not so hard anyway. So, because it was a fantastic presentation about AI and analytics.
All right, we can stop there.
Yeah, I understand this is just software that is installed into your existing camera, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes. It can be. So there was a merging of a couple of companies. So NeuroVision merged with Rapid Global, and that software then went into our cameras.
So how do you pay it? Is it subscription based, meaning you're paying monthly, or are they responsible for maintenance?
Correct.
How did you? Okay.
So yeah, we pay monthly, so it's subscription based for the visitor management side of it, and that integrates straight into the cameras.
Thank you very much.
And you pay a certain subscription, and it gives you up to, I think it starts at 30 cameras. So you can just choose wherever you want to put any of that AI.
Thank you very much, Jason. Very fantastic.